Wow, really? So for those of you that don't know, that is our theme for the year. Oh, more in 24. Do you all remember that? Because, that was a long time ago. More in 24. So this is where we usually ask if there's anybody here for the first time. I know you guys are here for the first time. Just raise your hand, and we'll all see you. You're here for the first time, too, yes. Where is, there she is. We have a gift for you. So right there, yep. You may have this, but if you don't, The Mental Equivalent is an amazing book, very short, very simple, helps you guide your life. We have one for you too right here, Sherry, up here. Great. And we usually grill you right now. We ask you where you're from, what do you do for a living, and today, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna just say thank you for coming. Really? Wow. Everyone's a critic. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so apparently they're all happy I didn't do it. Yes, right, okay. So I'm going to invite you to stand up, and let's do it. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. Get up now. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Everybody you meet, everybody, get up on your feet. See the light, everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who you've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light. Everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light. Everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. John to Patty. All right, everybody, say good morning to one another, especially if there's someone you don't know. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light. Everybody you meet. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah. Well, good morning, everybody. How are you all this week? Everybody good this week? Yes, you had a great, fun week? Hell yeah, that's a good one, okay. So we come together every Sunday as a spiritual community to do one thing and one thing only. What is that? That was good. Who said laugh? Good for you. Right, we come together to know that right where I am. So, but what does that mean? I mean, think about it. Right where I am, God is. It kind of means wherever you go, there you are, and there God is, right? And wherever you are, if God is, then God is right here with this guitar player. Right? So, or who? For sure. Yes. Or the drummer, or the bass player, or the, what do you do? Piano. Piano player. So it means that God is everywhere present, no matter what you're looking at, who you're looking at, what you're saying, or who's saying what to you. How's that sound? Got a little quieter. You're like, yeah, I'm not so sure about that part. Yeah. We also remind ourselves of our vision statement at this center, which is, so to love only, forgive, what? Everything. How's that going? Who said I'm working on it? You're working on it? You're working on it, Karen? Okay. Forgive everything, and then, and that's the thing. So I was in Palm Springs last night. We did our service last night in Palm Springs, and it was wonderful, and it was packed. We had to keep adding chairs, so the center is just growing in notoriety out there. And I showed a video last night. I had this weird idea. I found this video, and it made me laugh. You would have loved this, Tiffany. And it made me laugh. Now, in Palm Springs, it's a little different. You know, we do these circles, and everybody's in circles, all looking at each other. And, you know, it's more conversational. We talk to one another. And so I thought, I'm going to try this. I showed this video that had 12 F-bombs in it. And I'd never, ever shown anything with any. The closest I get to is when Tiffany's up here speaking. And I was like, no. It was a comedian, and it was a comedian showing what it's like when you lose your equanimity making a IKEA piece of furniture. Anybody? Yeah. So it was like, it was hysterical. It was so, I thought it was really funny. So I did a disclaimer, and I told everybody, I said, here's what's going to happen. You're not used to coming to, you know, a spiritual gathering where you see this sort of thing. They were hysterical. All but one woman who basically said, I'm just not comfortable with that word. I said, but did you understand the point? She goes, oh, I loved the video. I'm just not comfortable with that word. I was like, that's not a problem. But it was so much fun. But the question was, and I wanted to ask you all today too, because they were like, you're going to show that tomorrow in Westlake? I said, absolutely not. I said, this is not that crowd. Yes, it is. It's so funny. No, it's not that crowd. No, it really isn't, because we do a different thing here. But I did want to ask you the question, which is, what makes you lose your equanimity? What makes you lose your stuff? That's really, really kind of the question. I just want you to think about that. You know what the real word was. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes. And just get comfortable where you are. So, we come here on Sunday mornings to dive into the love only idea and to try to forgive everything in our lives that we want to let go of, and to remember who we are. But that doesn't mean remember all the things about yourself that you have turned into, all the things you've created, the personality traits, all of that. It's to remember something deeper, something more profound, something that really touches the truth of who you are. It's like the air around me. It's like the sunlight on your face. I feel the love of God surround me, and I am touched by amazing grace. And all I've ever wanted, and all I've ever needed, it's already there. Closer than the sunrise, and nearer than the air. So what is it? When we go to church, when we go to a place like this and sit here and get in touch with our own thoughts, our own feelings, what is it that perhaps is ready for you to let go of it? Whatever that is. Could even be your own estimation of yourself. Maybe you don't think highly enough of yourself. Maybe you don't know who you are so clearly that everything else just pales. You are as close as the breath you are taking to the infinite power and truth of the universe, the wisdom, the knowing, the love. You are right there because you are the love. You are the wisdom. You are the truth. You are the expansive energy of this infinite world. And it's as close as the air. It's like the air around you. It's like the sunlight on your face. Feel the love of God surround you. You are touched by amazing grace. And all you've ever wanted, and all that you've ever needed, it's already there. Closer than the sunrise, and nearer than the air. Take a deep breath. Breathe it in and then breathe it out. How do you feel? Good? Did you let some things go? No? Okay, we'll keep working. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to bring up our inspiration for the day, the Reverend Dr. King of Breathwork, Eric Overholzer. How was the breathwork on Friday night?
It was good.
Was it?
Yeah,
What was the theme on Friday?
The theme was breathing through stress and anxiety. So really to achieve equanimity through our breath.
So did people bring some stress and anxiety to breathe through? Did y'all bring some stress and anxiety to breathe through?
I'm not sure if they did or not. Yes. Oh, actually, I do know some people did.
Lisa did. Lisa brought some stress. Okay, good. Did you leave it here? Yes. Did you cleanse it out of here, though, before you left?
It was a very different one. It felt like a master class on breath work because it really worked. There were like 5 different modalities of breath that we worked through.
That's awesome.
And that's really what, the equanimity.
Yep.
How do we get
So what's
back?
our theme?
Equanimity.
Equanimity.
There
it is.
But after hearing Swan, who was brilliant last week.
Oh, wasn't she?
Equanimity. Equanimity. And this week I was thinking like...
Equanimity,
Equine. Exactly, like the ability to ride a horse and no one knows about it. So I'm just going to go back to equanimity.
Yeah, please. Yeah,
it's safer.
So what is it for you?
So what is it?
How's it show up in your life? Well, first of all, you're a designer. Mm-hmm. You took me to a house that you designed, the furniture. You did the whole house design. That place it was outside of Palm Desert. That
house.
You don't like that house? Oh, yeah. But the house is gorgeous. When I walked in there, really? You don't like it anymore?
No, it's nice.
Yeah,
it was nice. It was cute.
Nice.
It was cute.
It's like a $20 million house.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. You walk in and the first thing you see is a Chagall. Wasn't it the Chagall?
Yeah, the Chagall.
Oh my God, the whole thing. But the flow of the place was just so. Walking down the staircase to go to the gym, they had all of these. What were those things that were hanging? All of the crystal things.
The Chihuly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the Chihuly is just all down the staircase, and you're like. To me, that's like this. You create equanimity wherever you go. See?
But I think that is actually when I think of what is my ministry, you know, and how do I apply it in my day-to-day life? It's finding the sanctuary within my heart, within my mind, and helping people create a sanctuary within their home. So when you walk in the door, that you can just exhale.
Yes. I feel like that in my house, especially if I walk out into my backyard. Many of you have been to my backyard. It's weird to call it a backyard to the garden. Yes. It always feels so. In fact, this morning I woke up, it was cold, but I thought, you know what? I just walked out into the back garden, even though it was so cold, and I just stood there. I was like, this is what we are talking about. Yeah. This is what peace of heart and soul is.
Yeah, the other thing that I was thinking about, a little bit of a pivot, was so equanimity by nature. So I was thinking of the first law of thermodynamics is energy can't be created or destroyed. But the second law is entropy, which is by nature, by physics, things move from order into chaos.
And back to order.
And then, but it takes some effort. Like when a room is clean and it's orderly, it's great. But by nature, it'll start to get dusty and dirty and messy.
You're going to say by Friday, it's a disaster.
It can't, but it takes some effort to bring it to clean a room, to bring it back into order.
Yeah.
Same thing, like when there's chaos in a room or in life.
In the world.
In the world, it takes some effort to find my center, you know, and whether that is through meditation, whether it's through breath work, whether it's through a walking into a garden, you know, it takes some action and takes some work to find that balance. Like I think balance and equanimity isn't always easy. It's like Dr. Lori was talking about equanimity is when you're like on a ball, you know, and the chaos.
Right, both sides.
But in order to find the balance, you've got to activate your core. It's a lot of work to find that balance. And then once you find that balance, then you can settle into it.
But you know the mistake we make sometimes, and you all can tell me if you agree with this. So let's look at that messy room or the mess, whatever the mess is. We think in order to restore equanimity, we need to clean up the mess. We need to do something to fix it, and then I'll be balanced again. When our real journey is, can you be balanced? Can you find equanimity?
In the mess.
In the midst of it all.
Yeah.
Because if you can, the mess goes a lot easier.
Have you seen my desk?
I've seen your apartment. Have you seen Kevin's desk?
I'm a stacker. You know, I love different stacks, and to a lot of people, it's a mess.
Right.
But for me, I can find anything that's in that stack.
You know,
but I can find the peace within it.
Yeah,
you know?
You and Kevin are the same person. I swear to God, my husband, he has stacks and piles all over the place, and it moves from his office in the house to his office at the guest house to the dining room table, and it's just all these. And I always say, "This looks so messy," and he's like, "I know where everything is. It's totally orderly," and I have learned to find equanimity within my marriage. That's how it works, right?
Yeah.
Right, Kevin? And he has laryngitis today. I can say anything. Yes.
Yeah, one person's order is another person's chaos.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the thing is, can you find equanimity regardless? That's what equanimity is, by the way. Finding peace within the chaos, no matter what. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Well, and it's also without the labels, you know, regardless of, you know, even the Ernest Holmes quote, you know, there's a power for good in the universe and you can use it. Even stripping away, why do we need to have for good?
Right.
Yeah.
There's a power
there's a power in the universe,
and you can use it
because you are it.
because you are it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's good or bad is relative, and it just depends on how you use it.
Right.
And the reception it gets. Because as we just said, for someone this is good, for someone this is not so good. Yeah, absolutely. That's great. I love all that.
Great.
Good. Should we do our affirmation?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
You can do whatever you want with this.
Okay, I'm at peace with that. So I will read the affirmation once and then invite you to join me twice. I'm at peace with who I am. And invite you to take a nice big deep breath. I am at peace with who I am. Let's do it one more time, however you'd like to. I am at peace with who I am.
Does that sound true for you all? Does that feel good? Good. Then let's say thank you to Reverend Dr. Aaron. So, Mindy Schinnerer sent me a song a couple weeks ago, and we scheduled it for last week. But then the election happened, and I thought we needed a different song, just because I wanted people to feel comfortable with whatever they were feeling. You know, and the last thing you want is if somebody's not happy with something to go, it's all good, it's all God, because, you know, you get slapped. You know, or if someone is really happy with someone, you know, have to deal with the two variances. So Kevin sang last week, We Can Be Kind, which was, wasn't that amazing? It was so beautiful, so beautiful. So this week, we're going to sing the song that, and it's perfect, very perfect for what we're doing. Oh, hold on a second. Hold on. Something happened to my... Could you imagine? My whole talk's gone. And we're done. Hold on a second. Talk amongst you. Explain where you found this song. Do you remember where you found it?
I heard a young woman singing it, and I was looking for something for our theme this month, and I saw her sing it on Instagram at a service, and I was like, oh, that's a perfect song. Let me look it up. And then I discovered this group, the Waylon Jennies, who had created this group. So I had never heard of the Waylon Jennies. So obviously I'm alone in that. There are many of you that have, and this is one of their songs. And as soon as the iPad, the divine essence in the iPad returns.
My God. This never, oh, it's a new iPad. I got it now. Hold on.
Yay. See? Equanimity.
See how peaceful I stay in the midst of this?
I was calm through it. I knew it would return, right?
Don't be so calm. It's not here yet.
Oh.
Here it comes. Okay. And we're back.
We love technology.
Sort of. Here we go. Okay.
Perfect.
Oh. So, I invite you to take a deep breath, because this is one of those songs.
This is the sound of one voice, one spirit, one voice, the sound of one who makes a choice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of voices too. The sound of me singing with you, helping each other to make it through. This is the sound of voices too. This is the sound of voices three, singing together in harmony, surrendering to the mystery. This is the sound of voices three. This is the sound of voices three. This is the sound of all of us, singing with love and the will to trust. Leave the rest behind, it'll turn to dust. This is the sound of all of us. This is the sound of all of us. This is the sound of one voice, one people, one voice, a song for every one of us. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one.
So timing-wise, I think it was perfect to do one voice today. There's another song called One Song, written by Marvin Hamlish. And then there's another song called One Thing, which was a song someone wrote about the teachings of Ernest Holmes. The thing itself, the one thing. And what do we hear all the time in this teaching? There is one mind. Okay? There is one mind, and we all are it, yes? There is one God, there is one love, there is one power, yes? All of that, because we actually are a part of this thing called oneness, which is a really big topic today in the spiritual world, in church world. And that's what I want to talk about today. So first I want to show you my talk title. Most of you get it during the week when it comes out, what the talk title is. Many of you have asked me, what is this talk title about? What is this word? The thing about holons. Scott, you seem to know what a holon is. No, does anybody know what a holon is? Okay, Doug, of course you do, because you're in the class. Yes, so this is something that came up in advanced consciousness this week. And the new advanced consciousness class, you know, we have all new books this term, and it's really amazing to go through this stuff. So the thing about holons, so let me start just by saying, what is a holon? A holon is something that is simultaneously a whole and a part. Make sense? No? Who said no? Okay. A holon, Cal, is you. You are a holon. Every single one of us is a holon because you are simultaneously the entire universe and the individuation of that universe. Now, here's the irony. Not the irony. Here's the funny part. Not even the funny part. Here's what's great. This is scientific. This is what physicists, quantum physicists, have understood that the universe is. This is what we are. We are one entangled amazing, infinite field of pure potential and energy and love and light and wisdom and truth and all of those attributes. We are all of that. All of that, and we are Carolyn. All of that individuates as an individual, as a human being. The problem with this, when it becomes a problem, is because we tend to believe that once we are individuated, we're separate. We're separate from all of that. Suddenly we are, Carol or Pavel or Brad or Sherry or all of us. We're those, we're that, I'm James. I'm individualized as James, but I'm also a holon. I'm the entire, well, what does Rumi say? I am the entire ocean in a drop. This guy got this thousands of years before anybody knew what a holon was. And now we get it. Scientifically, we get it. Right, Lisa? Because you get it, right? You try. So, and this is something to think about. How do you use this, of course? How do you use this information? Do I walk around bigger? It's like, I'm all of the world now. That could look weird. But here's something interesting. I don't quote the Bible that often or quote Jesus that often. But, Jesus kind of said it. Who hath seen me hath seen the Father. He basically is saying every single person is God. We are all this one thing. And I use this picture because, I choose all of these pictures for these slides. I use this picture because the other day I was walking down Ventura Boulevard and there was somebody sleeping on a bench. And I stopped for a minute and I actually did some work on myself. I was like, I noticed my first reaction, which was, this is awful, this person, how do they bathe? My first reaction was sad. My second reaction, once I stopped and looked, was, that's me. That has to be me too. Because if we are all entangled and we are all one, then who hath seen me hath seen the Father. If I can see God, we sing it all the time, I see God in everything. But do I? Do I really see God in everything? Do I treat people like I see God in everything? We just came through an amazingly separate election. Half the world realized it one way, half the world realized it the other way. Or maybe the percentages are off. I don't even know anymore. I don't pay attention at this point. But we came through this rather cracked surface and leaving sides. There are sides now, right? But who hath seen me hath seen the Father. Every single person I look at, every single aspect of my life, of my being, is God. It's all intertwined. There's only one thing. That's what this is all about. So I want to go to, one of my favorite teachers is Thich Nhat Hanh. How many of you have read Thich Nhat Hanh? There's a wonderful book, The Miracle of Mindfulness, by Thich Nhat Hanh. It's a wonderful book. Wasn't that the book that destroyed our reading club, Kevin? Oh, that was Trungpa. That's right. How many people have read Trungpa? And that's why. Okay. So Thich Nhat Hanh is an amazing, amazing Buddhist. And he said this: people normally cut reality into compartments and so are unable to see the interdependence of all phenomena. To see one in all and all in one is to break through the great barrier which narrows one's perception of reality. Y'all get that? Right. So I have a question for you, which is, what is your perception of reality? What is yours, your individual one? Bless you. So to see one in all and all in one, to really get this idea of oneness, is to break through the great barrier which narrows one's perception of reality. We are all walking through life with our own AEP, our own already established premise of what life is. We're all walking through life with our own perception of what life is, which is why one person experiences life this way, and the same exact ingredients are being experienced a whole different way over here because of their perception of life. So I want to give you the opportunity today to ask yourself that question. What is your perception of life? So Lisa Carey this week took me to an event. And, most people, when they invite me to an event, I kind of go kicking and screaming because I really like my private time and I don't have a lot of downtime. And so she asked me about this event, but when she explained it to me, I was like, well, that sounds like a lot of fun. I mean, sounds like interesting. It was all about meditation, and there were Tibetan monks that made a mandala right in front of us, which Lisa and I thought was a piece of tapestry. When we walked in and looked at it, I was like, oh, what a nice piece of tapestry. It wasn't. It was a million pieces of sand that these 4 Tibetan monks from Tibet that came over to do this, had made just now. And when I walked in, I saw them doing it, but I didn't know what they were doing. And then, after that, these monks did what was called opening a portal. And frankly, it sounded a little sci-fi to me. What did you say, woo-woo? Yeah. It sounded a little, we're going to open a portal now. I was like, okay. Where's that happening? It's kind of a small room here, folks. But it's not. It's just meditation. Opening a portal is opening your mind to a new consciousness. That's all it is. That's opening a portal. And so they chanted. Very raw chanting, wasn't it? Very raw chanting. Were you in the portal part? Yeah, it was very raw. They're chanting. I'm used to like pretty chanting, like pretty Buddhists, that are like Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, and this was like, "Aah!" But it was so primal. Didn't it take? We were like, as soon as they started, we were like, wow, it just went right through you. So we did all of this, and it was a great evening. And then some speakers got up. It was just a beautiful evening in Malibu, overlooking the ocean, and there was a moment where I lost Lisa. She went to do something, and I was sitting at the bar, not the bar, but at a bar. No, at a chair, at a counter. The bar was behind me, and looking out over the ocean, which I couldn't see because it was dark. Even though it was the ocean, right there, I could not see the ocean. And I had this thought. I was like, how do I know the ocean is there if I can't see it? I was sitting at this chair, nothing between me and the ocean other than this one little counter. And it didn't matter because I knew the ocean was there. And I had the feeling of sitting in front of the ocean. And I was like, this is what oneness is all about for me. I know I'm one with everything, so I don't have to see the entanglement. I get it. I understand it. And it's a feeling. It's an understanding. And that was, to me, that was like my most profound moment of the whole night, as spiritual as the whole thing was. So these Tibetan monks made the mandala. They opened a portal. And then it was interesting because I saw spirituality in a very different way. And I was watching the whole event, and I started to ask myself, what am I doing? What am I doing in this world? What do I want to do? And I said to Lisa on the way home, I said, I have 2 things that came out of this. I know who I don't want to be, and I know who I do want to be. And I think I've been leaning very heavily on what I do want to be. But it's good every now and then to know this is not for me, but this is. And then, as we were driving back over the hill, I got to the point of, wait, what I don't want to be can totally meld with what I do want to be because they're one thing. I once again stepped into duality. There's what I don't want, this is what I do want. As opposed to staying wide open, the law of polarity, the wide open to all of it. So, Albert Einstein said this. He said, a person experiences life as something separated from the rest, a kind of optical delusion of consciousness. Our task must be to free ourselves from this self-imposed prison and through compassion to find the reality of oneness. Compassion is the operative word in this. And what is compassion other than the outward expression of love? And what is love besides our vision statement? Love only. If we were to walk through life loving only, frankly, Mother Teresa said it, you don't have time to judge if you're loving. You don't have time to criticize other people You don't have time to play the blame game or to play the comparison game if you're just loving. So, Albert Einstein makes a really great point. The thing about holons, which you all are, is that you are one with everyone and everything on this planet, in the universe. Okay, I'm going to say it again. You are one with everyone and everything. What if you walked through life and you didn't have a them and us mentality? What if you managed to go through life without thinking anyone was that different from you? There was a gentleman at this event who I ended up talking to, and he said to me, he said, oh, I was at an event last night at Mar-a-Lago. And I said, first I said to my face, check in. Make sure you're not being judgmental at all. And then he said, and I was a speaker at this event, and it was me and Tucker Carlson and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And I was just like, and we had this great talk, and he said to me, he said, one of the problems with our world is that we paint things with such bold brushes. We cover everything over with this bold brush of colors, and yet if we actually had the opportunity to not do that, we might notice the intricacies of color everywhere present, and we would stop living in such a small world. And he said, he told me what it felt like, and he is more on the liberal side. He said, but everybody has something to offer. Everyone has something to offer. He said, in this world right now, and he also said, and I was already told not to talk about politics in this room tonight. I said, well, you blew it. I said, you already did. But we had a really wonderful conversation, and I got it. I said, if we're going to live in this concept of wholeness, if we're going to teach oneness, if we're going to ask ourselves to love only, what are we doing? Are we going to do this or not? Are we going to live from the perspective, right, from the already established premise of every single person that speaks to me is God? There is something coming towards me that's mine to hear, not just mine to react to, but to actually hear. And maybe if we started hearing before we reacted, we'd hear more and we'd understand more, right? So Mahatma Gandhi said this. He said, the final goal of all religions is to realize the essential oneness. Now, I'm not talking about organized religions. Luckily, this is not very organized. Right? Yes. We're pretty spontaneous. But I think that's true. All religions. I have to say, sitting there on Wednesday night with the chanting and watching those monks, I was a Buddhist for like 5 years, but I was a Broadway Buddhist. So it was very different. We sang show tunes. No. But I was a Broadway Buddhist, which meant it was, remember the musical A Chorus Line? Well, Michael Bennett and Nick Dante and everybody else that was involved in that, they were all Buddhists. So in order to get into a chorus line, you needed to go chant. And so that was my purpose. When I first was taken to a Buddhist meeting, it was because I wanted to be in a chorus line. So I went and knelt down and Nam Myoho Renge Kyo'd myself into a job. And I did eventually get into a chorus line. But that's not why I kept with Buddhism for 5 years, because it really centered my soul. And I sometimes forget that. You know what? Catholicism centered my soul until it told me I was a sinner, and then I had to find another path. But Catholicism centers my soul. Hinduism, Judaism. I end up at a lot of Jewish programs. We do our own New Thought Seder, which is fabulous. The final goal of all religions is to realize the essential oneness. What if all religions recognized all religions? as a place to find your oneness. And it didn't matter which one you chose. And we didn't play the God game of my God is better than your God, right? So, Swami Vivekananda says this: oneness is the secret to everything. Y'all remember when The Secret came out? Yeah, The Secret was, thoughts are things. You use your mind, your thoughts create your reality. That's not true. It's not true that your thoughts create your reality. Because what are your thoughts? Your thoughts are nothing more than the logical expression of your beliefs. You can't think thoughts that are not attached to certain beliefs. So what's really creating your reality? Your beliefs. If you believe the world's a harsh place, you will find harshness. If you believe the world is a loving place, you will find love. If you believe life is hard, if you believe, like in Flashdance, you got to work for a living. What is that song called? She works hard for the money. How many people here work hard for the money? Stop. Stop working hard for the money. Understand money's yours to have. Wouldn't that be nice if you actually believed that? But those beliefs are what's running the show. So it's not done unto you it is done unto you as you believe, not it's done unto you as you think. So oneness is the secret to everything. Behind the beliefs is this world of holons, where everything is one. One infinite, magnificent, spectacular, creative energy. All of that is who you are. And then you get to decide what you're going to do with it. So I guess the most important thing is, how does this change my life? How can I use the understanding of the holon, of what I am, to make my life better? Because isn't that why you're here? Yes. Okay, good. I know you are, Andrea, of course. That's why I came to these centers first. When I first heard David Walker speak, and he said, you can have anything you want in the world. You have to be equal to it in mind. I was like, I love the first part, and now I want to know what the second part means, right? Because that got me. You can really have anything you want. And I was an out-of-work actor living in Los Angeles in an apartment with my husband. And we both went together, and we were like, we can have anything once we're equal to it in mind. Kevin was like, go take classes. Tell me what it says. So I did. Little did he know I'd end up here as a minister, and as he puts it, ruins every Sunday of his life. But are you equal to it? I mean, that ends up being the thing. If I know that I'm one with everything, that I am everything, so back to Wednesday night. So I sat there on Wednesday night, and there were such amazing people at this event. These were like the heads of CEOs of companies, the speakers, all these great minds. And I sat there thinking, do I want this type of visibility? Do I want to take this to the next level? Do I want any of this? And you'd be really surprised at what my answer was, because it was a resounding yes. But it surprised me, because I've been really good about, I like my life, I like what I'm doing, I love all of this, and if something were to happen and catapult me somewhere else, that'd be fine. No, you're like ready. Yeah. But now I feel differently. I was like, wait, let me go back to what Dr. Walker said 120 years ago, when he said, you can have anything you want if you are mentally equal to it. And so I started asking myself, what am I not mentally equal to? And what am I mentally equal to? And that's been a really great journey for these last few days for me. And this last quote by Eckhart Tolle, at the deepest level, an open heart is spacious presence in which the sense of separateness between yourself and the other dissolves, and there is the recognition of oneness, of shared consciousness. Do you know you can have anything you want? You can have anything you want the minute you realize who you are. That's it. As soon as you realize that you are one of everything. Not one with everything, that's still dualistic, but you are one of everything. This idea, shared consciousness. You share consciousness with the entire universe. Every thought that's ever been thunk, every thought that has ever been thought is in your mind somewhere, because you are the entire mind. You are the entire universe. You are a holon. You are all of it. The thing about holons is, until they realize who they are, what they are floating in an abyss of separateness. And I think it's time for all of us to stop floating and to ground ourselves in this truth. I am all of it, and I am one of it. And as one of all of it, I can have, be, and do whatever I decide to do, which is how I become equal to it. So what I say to all of you holons out there, ground yourself and get to work using your mind to make your life better. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, everybody, take a deep breath. Take out your contribution today, whatever that is. Oh, I need my microphone too. I say thank you to everyone for all that you give to this center. I want to say thank you to everybody online. We have a very large online community, and I'm getting emails now from people saying, we're coming to LA, we really just want to come and be at service like live. And there are people that have been part of this center for 10, 20 years who I've never met because they just, they email us or they're in a class. So I guess I have met them now because of Zoom. I do get to meet them. So thank you for being here. Thank you for all that you do, all of your consciousness that you gift this beautiful community. So take a deep breath and recognize how blessed you are.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
So just think about what blesses you in your life and make a list and check it twice.
Good morning. It's Sunday, November 17th, and here are your GTC announcements. Coming up on the calendar, the Wisdom Women are having their monthly meeting today after the service. Dr. Karen Oxrider and Marilyn Murphy will be presenting Drafts to Dreams. They'll be discussing their creative journeys and how to state and claim your intentions. This event will take place downstairs and will also be on Zoom. This coming Friday, join us for a special evening of theater here in Westlake Village. It's Albert and Ernest Have a Meal, a play in 4 scenes by Jay Willick. This event takes place Friday at 7:30 p.m. Tickets for this fundraiser are $30 and they're available now on our website. You can find the link right on our calendar page. We encourage you to save the date of Sunday, December 15th for our annual membership meeting. If you're a steward of GTC, this is your opportunity to vote on board seats as well as review the accomplishments of the past year and look ahead to what's in store for 2025. That's Sunday, December 15th. You can always find out what's going on and make a donation using the QR code you'll find in the back of our monthly theme cards. Use the camera on your smartphone and you'll go right to the calendar and donation pages on our website. Have a fantastic week, everyone.
Aw, hi. How are you? How are you? What is that? What is that? Do you know what it is? Is it clay? Yeah, it's clay. Okay. You got it?
No, I don't.
Now it is.
Now it is. Now it is. Well, good morning. We had 8 wonderful friends come play with us today, and we had some fun making a mess. As you know, we're in equanimity. Oh, it's not up there anymore, but I saw it a second ago. What we did today was we made this fun dough. You want to touch it? Because you always like to touch things. We made this fun dough where it was made of 2 ingredients.
Oh, you
One
made
ingredient
the clay.
is the very essence of who we are, the very,
Like cookie
very
dough.
basic science of the allness that is. And then the other was all the stuff that happens, the good, the bad, the ugly, the fun, the whatever. And we mixed the 2 because we know that when we are that essence, when we remember that essence of who we are, that other incorporates into who we are. We learn some great lessons and it becomes pliable and we get to make it what we want it to be. So we can smush it and we can reform it. We can make pottery like someone, I think Lexi made pottery with hers. You can do anything with it because we already know who we are. And then we went outside and we played flinch.
What's flinch?
Flinch is yet another game about equanimity where we throw a ball, just a squishy ball. A squishy ball.
Oh, I love those.
It's really great.
They're really for stress.
Well, it's also good for flinch. And flinch, we stand in a circle, and we either throw the ball or we pretend to throw the ball. Now, if you flinch because we pretended to throw the ball and you thought you were going to catch it, you have to sit down. And we keep doing that until everybody's down or the person throwing gets out. So if you catch the ball from the person, then that's cool, but if you miss it, you sit down, and if you throw the ball at the person who started it all and they miss it, they go. There's all kinds of rules. But the idea behind the game is that we learn that no matter what life throws at us, we're good. It's just a game.
Oh, I love that.
We can sit down. We can dodge it. We can catch it. We can throw it back.
Eric.
Whatever it is we need to do. We
Really?
can duck.
Oh, we can duck and not do.
We can duck. We can relay. There's all kinds of different things to do with this game that makes it a really
Go to your
good
mom.
game for equanimity, and it gets a lot of squirreliness energy out as well. Just so you know.
Awesome. Thank you, Connie. Let's
You're
give it up for
welcome.
Connie and the children. Okay, guys, thank you for coming up. Okay, everybody, thank you all for being here today. Take a deep breath, and let's close this out. Do I have any live announcements, Thor? I don't, do I? But just so you know, Albert and Ernest, Friday night, 7:30, I will be playing Ernest Holmes, a little taller version of Ernest Holmes. And Jay Willick will be playing Albert Einstein, and Carol will be playing the annoying waitress that keeps interrupting us. Yes. Yes, it's going to be a lot of fun. Consciousness on Demand today is who? Oh, Audrey, you left. It's Audrey. Where are you going to be? Right here in the meditation room. So grab. Oh, and Amy, where are you going to be? Over there in the living room. Great. Okay, everybody. Let's know that this day continues to unfold perfectly with so much fun, so much passion. And I just say thank you for being here, knowing that it always equals wherever our consciousness takes us. And so it is. So I invite you all to stand. Look at that. I made a commitment today that I was going to do this entire service in 1 hour. It is 11:01. Yeah. So you think there's nothing new under the sun? If it's possible, it's already been done. If you think this stage has all been set, well, think again, Carol. You ain't seen nothing yet. The sun will come up with a wave of your hand. You're smack dab in the middle of the promised land. It all turned out just the way that you planned. Believe it, you will see it. Mindy?
So you think you finally made your bed, that there ain't nothing down that road ahead. If you think this is as good as it gets, oh, what a bet.
Ha! Ha! You ain't seen nothing yet. The sun will come up with a wave of your hand. You're smack dab in the middle of the promised land. It all turned out just the way that you planned. Believe it, you will see it. Believe it, you will see it. And you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. Oh, you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. Oh, you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. Oh, you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. The sun will come up with the wave of your hand. You're smack dab in the middle of the promised land. It all turned out just the way that you planned. Believe it, you will see it. Believe it, you will see it. And you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. Oh, you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing.